Okay, so I've sold Bitcoin. Let's talk about why I've just done that. So, hi, it's Charlie giving you Wednesday's video. I'm a bit late getting it out this week. So we've got a chart up here on just on TradingView on Bitfinex Bitcoin here. I'm not bothered bringing the futures chart up. So why have I sold Bitcoin? The first thing I think is important to say is that I invested into Bitcoin last year, and I've been saying this with our traders for ages that when I heard that Paul Tudor Jones had bought Bitcoin when he announced that last May, so he was probably in right at the lows of last year, knowing him. So where were we? It was sort of late May or early June that I started buying in. So as you can see here, it was somewhere, I think it was above 9,000 when I first started buying in. And then I was buying more in. I think I bought more in September when it did a bit of a dip here, and then I had recurring payments going on a weekly basis. So I'd accrued quite a position, and when you're up or over 400%. So I sold last week. I'm not saying I've sold out today at 51,000. I sold at around about between 46 and 47,000 last week. I think that one thing that as an investor, you have to at some point bank gains. And I understand, I totally appreciate for you Bitcoiners out there who are properly in for the long haul. I totally get that, and that's your choice. I'm not a complete, Bitcoin, advocate in that. I think it's been a great run, and I've owned XLM as well actually, so I've done well on XLM, but I've sold half on that as well. And but I do think it's important to, at some point, you have to bank your profits, because I've seen so many people over the years getting some amazing trades, and then they see them roll all the way back over again. And so, fair enough, you've got to have a plan. So if your plan is to sell Bitcoin at 200,000 because you believe it's going to go 200,000, fine. But I don't have a strong belief in the where Bitcoin might end up. It might go to 500,000. Who knows? But we've got to remember that Bitcoin, and this is what I keep telling myself, was originally designed as a medium of exchange. It wasn't designed as an asset class, even though it's becoming an asset class. So to be up, a greater than fourfold increase on my initial investment, I just think, you got to bank something. So that's all I've done. I am still holding half, and it's funny. I decided not to sell half when I got in at 9,000 or so. I thought, oh, it'd be nice if it gets to 20,000, and maybe I'll bank half then. By the time we got to 20,000, there was more fund managers coming on board, and more asset managers saying, well, actually, we're going to put a little bit into our portfolio. So I decided, no, I'm going to hold on, and let's see if we can get to 30,000, because it had crept up to 20,000, and I measured what the market sentiment's like, and it wasn't hugely frothy at that point from a sentiment perspective. And in fact, I know that a lot of investors who had held were, with relief, closing out and selling their Bitcoin because they'd got back to their break-even levels by the time we got up to 19,000, 20,000 or so. So it was a good point to hold on. But to get to 46, 47,000, I sort of had to have a word with myself and say, you've had a good run. So that's the reason that I've sold, but I've sold half. So by all means, I welcome your comments and your views on where you think that Bitcoin might go. But as far as I'm concerned now, it can go down to zero for all I care. And I cannot lose, and I will still have made. It will still have been a good investment. So by all means, do get back to me and let me know your views on Bitcoin and the other cryptos. And I'm sure there's plenty of other cryptos that are out there which could do amazingly well, but it's not really my area of expertise. I'm a trader first and foremost. So I will invest in things. I've been holding silver for a few years now. I don't know, 4 years or so. I don't know how many years it's been now, but in the main, I'm a trader, and so I just trade stuff. And so it's nice to get involved in the odd investment here and there. But for me, if I get a double bagger, even quite often with an investment, I'll sell half once I'm up 100%. But this time it was obviously more than that. So yeah, do let me know what your views are. I always welcome that. Some of you might think that Bitcoin is flawed and it's just going to go back to zero, or whatever, and others might be thinking it's going to go significantly higher. But I welcome that. Anyway, I shall leave that with you, and I just think it's good for transparency that I talk about these things. I'm talking with our members about this stuff, and I was talking with them last year when I was buying, and many of them have been buying as well. Even Sam had bought last year. She bought when it was about 12,000. So Sam's done really well. It's her first investment really that she's done herself. So she's done really well. And I did tell her that it's time to bank half as well. So you can all criticise me for closing out and banking half, but for me, I won't care if it went straight to 100,000 tomorrow. It won't bother me. I won't feel like, oh God, I should have held on. I've had a nice run. And at least I'll still have a run if it does go higher. With that thought, I shall leave you to it. I'll be back on Saturday for a trading video. Take care for now.